this video, let us identify some basic solutions to the most common problems. Problem number 1. I'm only here because I have to be here. You're lazy on work, low frustration tolerance, lack of enthusiasm and motivation, and lack of willingness to study. Now, here is the solution. You test by studying regularly whether you like it or not. The hypothesis is that while studying is more pleasant if you like it, you can learn just as successfully even if you don't like it. Just do it. Problem number 2. You have given up mentally and you're bored. The solution? If you find it hard to keep your mind on your work or have low frustration tolerance, start with small dosages of study that you cannot fail to take them. Increase the time and frequency of successful efforts gradually. This may result in the itch to learn or merely encourage you by reward of mastery. You have dominated the task, not vice versa. Problem number 3. Mentally out of condition. And the solution is hang in there. Take a moderate class load. Work at it and persist. You will recondition yourself. This will take some time and much effort, but you will make it. Problem number 4. Poor attendance and you are behind everyone. The solution. Attendance is a very significant tool for morale. It tests your commitment and frustration tolerance. Actually, attendance, even of the most inattentive sort, usually results in some learning. This will in time be self-rewarding as each class session becomes more meaningful because of what you learned the time before. Problem number 5. Too much of anxiety. And the solution? First, see the teacher for help. If the anxiety persists, explore the problem with a counselor who can tell you about specific helpful techniques. Even a friend may be able to help you. A counselor, teacher, or friend may help sustain you until the reward of success changes your attitude and self-concept. Problem number 6. Carrying too large a load and poor class schedule. Don't rush into dropping a class. This is a solution. First, consult the teacher or counselor. If you're anxious or lacking in self-confidence, you may be frightened off before you have had a chance to learn to cope with the material. You can be given help in getting started and in mastering what seems at first to be difficult. You can learn to learn and you can learn not to be afraid. Gains will multiply. Weigh any thoughts about dropping the class. Problem number 7. Outside work does not permit study time. Now the solution. Is this a real issue? Evaluate carefully. Then make a choice. Less work or fewer classes. Problem number 8. Study time gives me a feeling of isolation. And the solution. If you prefer cooperative or sociable work patterns, then study with a friend or two. This arrangement, however, must be tested to see whether it is productive or distracting. Many students find cooperative problem solving, discussion, or even company misery very effective aids to mastery. Coming to problem number 9. The class moves too fast. Too much is being crammed in one course. There's too much reading to do and too much of writing is required. And the solution is, you may have to spend more time on it at first. Often, familiarity with the material will reduce that overwhelmed feeling. Read ahead. Prepare for each class meeting. Talk with the teachers. You will be surprised how cooperative and helpful they are. Skim whenever you feel the material permits it. Get the essential and the most important. Don't get bogged down in details. Get help in reading and writing to make these skills easier for you. Problem number 10. Lectures are difficult to understand. Material is too technical. Solution. Why? Vocabulary? Too many ideas at once? Lack of familiarity with the subjects? Are you listening attentively? Follow instructors' development of the subjects and their reasoning. Take notes and review them immediately. Problem number 11. Terminology is difficult. And the solution is: master technical vocabulary immediately as it appears in reading or in class. Use 3x5 flashcards. You can't afford to put this off. It will be a foreign subject until you understand the specific language of the course. Problem number 12. Lack of confidence in the subject area. I am afraid of the subject. Subject is too difficult to grasp. I lack necessary background. There's a lack of interest in the subject. And the solution is: get involved in the subject. Ask questions as you read. Talk with someone about the subject. Get similar books from school or public library and read supplementary material on the subject. Problem number 13. Tests and weekly quizzes are too much. And the solution? Begin preparing with the announcement of the test or after the last quiz. Study a little every day. Avoid last-minute cramming. Anticipate what is essential and important and review frequently. And the problem number 14 is: I am uncomfortable in class. And the solution is: determine why. Preparation for the class and mastery of the material should help. Get acquainted with other students and the teacher. Problem number 15. Poor memory, poor concentration, can't take notes, and poor spelling. Solution: spelling is mostly a visual memory skill plus intention. Look at parts of the word you misspell. Reproduce this several times. Then write it, sounding it out as you write. Review by repeating this process periodically for several weeks. Work on a few words every day. Make flashcards for the stubborn ones. Problem number 16. Difficulty in writing reports. And the solution? Carefully follow teachers' directions and suggestions. Study models teachers may supply. Make a rough draft based on the above and ask the teacher to make further suggestions. Ask other students too for help. Problem number 17. Difficulty in reading and I'm a slow reader. Solution: most students read slower than they need to. Often, they don't know where to look for main ideas. Don't question as they read or check for understanding. Cultivate these habits to improve your reading. Problem number 18. Environment for study. And the solution? Ensure your reading room is spacious with sufficient light and fresh air. Keep it clean and tidy. Wall posters of greenery and nature and a wall clock and a date calendar. A desk and a chair to sit in correct posture. Also make a provision to place the books in an organized manner. And most importantly, total silence. Note: no distractive posters that spoil the concentration while studying should be kept in the study room. Problem number 19. The fear of examination. Solution: fear of examination bothers many students. You can come out of it if you cultivate regular study habits from the beginning, attend the school or colleges regularly, be attentive in the class, attend all monthly tests and half-yearly examinations, always think positively, develop confidence, do not mug up the answers but understand the subject. Reach the examination hall 10 minutes before the examination starts. The other general ways to come out of the examination fear are: meditate daily for 15 to 20 minutes, cultivate the habit of studying lessons on day-to-day basis, do not neglect homework or assignment, get your doubts clarified with the teachers, friends and parents much before the exam, answer the question papers of previous years, make notes after studying each lesson and answer all questions. Develop confidence in yourself. Some general considerations. Before changing your study patterns from non-existent or unsuccessful to successful ones, You must 1. Perceive that academic learning demands an investment of time and energy in certain traditional activities like listening, reading, thinking, remembering, and writing. In other words, enrollment in the college and in a set of classes does not suffice. Even attendance at classes alone may not be sufficient. 2. Decide that the rewards of this process, whether they be personal growth, a means to an end, or as the lesser of evil alternatives, are worth the cost. 3. Conclude that your capacities for intellectual work and especially for frustration tolerance suffice to risk involvement in this long-term task. Your estimate, of course, may be revised as time goes on.